Good morning, traders. So let's have a look at the DAX. Now, the DAX was a bit of a bummer yesterday. So I got stopped out, and yeah, I'm starting to sound like a used car salesman. Trust me, it works. I'll show you now. The biggest part is my when I see reversal patterns that are pretty strong. I've had 3 of them fail this week, which is not always a good thing, but it does happen. And I think part of trading is getting used to that, accepting that you will lose, and focus on making the winners win and ignore the losers. So anyway, let's just get cracking. So I've just drawn this long-term uptrend in. So that's kind of definitely an area where you'd be looking for swing trades. And this is quite far away on the weekly. So where we are at the moment on the weekly is we are still hovering sort of in the middle of the Bollinger Bands and on the Alligator. So this is really an indication of indecision. Okay, when price just hovers in the middle of the Bollinger Bands like this, people don't really know what's going on. So let's get to the daily. Let's just see what we can pick up. Okay, so you see we moved up, massive move up, inside bar, and then a move down. So big up, big down, big down, big up, big down, big confusion. That's basically what you see there. So this whole area here is now officially pure confusion. Okay, so that was a bullish signal. Sort of your green bar inside the red bar in the daily. What we were looking for is confirmation. So another red bar, another green bar. Sorry, even if it was just slightly above the high, which never materialized. Instead, we came back to visit the 200-day EMA. Okay, so this level is critical. This 200-day EMA is critical today. If it holds, then you can expect us, just probably more of the same today. If it fails, you can expect a pretty rapid move to the bottom, and there are a couple of levels. So there is I don't know if that Brooks gap is open. Yes, that Brooks gap is still open. Don't know if you can see, but the top of this bar here, you can see it's not closed over there. There's a slight gap there. So that's open. So that's definitely going to be a magnet to the bottom. Okay. Then obviously we want to look to the next inside. Okay, and the next inside is going to be that one there. You've got a tail at the top, you've got an inside bar, and then we have another one here, that inside bar there. Okay, so I think that's enough noise for now. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So this level here, and I think let's just put this level in. I'll just hover it over there. I just want to get it as close to this 200-day moving average as possible. And then what we'll do is we'll just make that a bright purple, which will coincide so we can just see that on the lower time frames. Okay, so right now this is bearish. Okay, we are moving to the downside. So I'm still in two minds. I think you can hear that, but anyway. Right, so let's start with, we'll talk about the double bottoms on the 1 hour time frame. But what we do have at the moment is we've got a 4 hour double bottom in play here. Okay, so we do have a 4 hour double bottom in play, and what's supporting it is the awesome oscillator here, and also the diversions. Okay, so what you can see here is sort of an inverse head and shoulders on the awesome oscillator. Obviously, we want to see the next bar needs to be either equal or lower, also higher than this bar here. If the next bar that forms is lower, then there's still more downside to come. So this thing would need to sort of either go green. Let me just see if I can find an example. You can see how it kind of rounds off. So you're either looking for a red bar Okay, there you see. So there you see we were red, and then immediately the second green bar here put the momentum green, and we were sort of equal. So that would give you an indication that life is starting to change for this index. But I think for now, trend is down. Okay, so I'm just going to roughly do that. Trend is down. We are below the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. We are below the alligator, so technically we should be looking for shorts. The thing is that this 200-day moving average is going to be a pretty strong level to get through. Okay, so I think let's just get down. Well, before we get there, so this was our first Bollinger W, which wasn't a clear pattern, but it did fail, and it was validated as well, and it failed. Then this one here was textbook. I mean, if you go and research Bollinger W patterns, you'll see this was absolute textbook. And we even had a breakout. Okay. And as far as I was concerned, that there was a retest, so that was my signal to go long. It was a pretty nice risk to reward. So I was in the middle here somewhere with a stop below the low here. So it was like a 30-point stop loss that I had. So yeah, so the loss was minimal, but still, it was a perfect setup, and I suppose it was probably too perfect. You know, so a break, come back, a retest, and then a pullback. So what the warning sign should have been the alligator. You know, we're pulling back through the alligator here. But anyway, be that as it may, so this pattern now is null and void. So you can't play this pattern because we've broken to the downside. So now what we're doing is we're looking for the next pattern. Okay, and you can see here everything about this W bottom was textbook. I mean, we had diversions, we had the awesome oscillator indicating a turn. So everything was absolute textbook. But again, not to be. So what are we going to be doing today? I still believe this level is going to be pretty strong to get through. And I suppose what should happen today is investors should start running through the companies in the European Union that benefit from steel and aluminium sales to the US. I mean, I can't see it affecting too many companies in the European Union. So, and bear in mind that there's similar tariffs that have been slapped onto China. So I can almost see China and the European Union starting to increase trade between the two of them as well. So I think what you're going to find today is the bigger players, the big banks and investment houses and things will sit down and figure out, if they haven't done it already, which companies are affected, how badly it's going to affect the indexes, if at all, and then see what happens. Now, the interesting thing is that it should impact the euro, but the euro did strengthen yesterday from the positive news coming out of Italy. So I think for the DAX, it's really a wait and see. I will still play a long off the 200-day moving average, because remember, levels typically are broken. Sorry, the levels don't break on the first attempt. It takes a huge catalyst for that to happen. So 80% of the time, price will bounce off a level before breaking through. So this here is pretty much showing me that this level is pretty well respected at the moment. You can see there's a good signal. Here you've got a pretty good signal as well. Okay, so I think I just want to just fine tune these levels here. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we can get rid of that one and fine tune it to there. Okay, so you can see there is a pretty strong level. There's a pretty strong level. Okay. Yeah, it would be nice for us to get a pattern like this, head and shoulders. That would be nice. Okay, so at this stage it's a double bottom. Okay, and for a double bottom to play out, obviously we need to break this high. To break this high means breaking this trend line. Do I think it's going to happen today? No, I don't. Okay, so I suspect probably maybe a bit of a gradual meander to the upside, and then a gradual meander to the downside. Basically, I don't see anything happening today, to be honest with you. I think what's going to happen is you're going to find this sideways motion, because bet your bottom dollar there's some news going to come out on the weekend that's going to drive this market again. Because the politicians are either sitting short or long, so they will put some news out on the weekend to drive the market in the opposite direction so they can profit. So anyway, what we need to do today is just trade what we see, and I don't think I'm going to be interested in the DAX at all, to be honest. So I will consider looking at longs in this area again. Okay, just box it out. So along this 200-day moving average, I'll consider looking at longs here. But I think for now, I can't really see. This may continue to the upside, this gradual meander, and this is just as a result of Asia improving slightly. But I mean, it's massive. You know, big moves for the DAX, 70 points overnight. So yes, I think for me, see what happens. Any kind of pullback in this area, I will consider going long again. And if we do get back into this area by some miracle today, then I'll definitely look at a short. Okay, I think treat it as a range or as a downward channel, and don't get too attached to your entries at the moment. Okay, so we have kind of a falling megaphone as well, so something's gonna break. That much I can guarantee you. Either we're going to fall pretty hard and far through here, or we're going to break this level and we're going to accelerate back to the upside. Now, the one thing that I haven't done is just check on the Fibonacci. Okay, so you can see this is a pretty big zone here, this 61.8, 76.4. So this is definitely an area where me personally I'm looking for long. So until we break through this level convincingly, will I change my tune? But this is quite a strong level. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll be looking for longs here. It may only be a small little bounce, but if that's what's on offer, that's what's on offer. We'll take it. So yeah, so I hope it helps. Promise you we'll get, I'll show you some of these Bollinger Ws and M tops that do actually play out. And we'll pick them up sometime soon. Anyway, guys, for now, be careful. I think I might even just not even trade this thing today, just looking at it again. So be careful, enjoy the day, and I'll catch you later.